These are
Good morning, good morning. Audio, video. Morning, Ralph. Morning, Safe. Thank you, Ralph. How's everybody's weekend? Let's give it a few minutes. I want to see a short today, but I'm seeking some safety because it is a do or die level in the indices. Yes, sir. Very good, David. Yeah, I want to see Nasdaq, YM, RTY. Not RTY so much, but I'm expecting Nasdaq and YM to descend. Morning, Alan. YM and NQ sitting at a do or die area at this time. I am interested in a reversal short if I find safety. Morning, Alan. Morning, everybody. Good morning, Daryl.
Good morning, Simon. Good morning, everybody.
Good morning, good morning. Morning, Leo. David. Oh, no news today, is there? Nothing.
Nothing. You are correct.
Yeah, I want to see some movement. I'm expecting if I find safety, otherwise we might break higher. Expecting both Nasdaq and YM to move lower. I'll show you. I'll tell you why. We have this move on Nasdaq expected, and we have this move on YM expected. RTY. Have to see. Also short, but RTY is not. I don't see any safety there. I mean, there is this area on RTY, on the Russell. Meanwhile, I'm trying to. Morning, Gabriel. You see this whole area on Nasdaq is resistance. This whole area. So the stops are big. However, this is what happens when you have. Sorry, this is on YM. This is what happens when you're looking for swings. You have to have a bigger stop. So I am looking to see if this area holds. If it goes higher, pokes into it. I don't rush into things. Let me look at my YM from bigger frames. Yeah, I like it. However, the stops are big. Um, to 25.8. Again, I mean, we have to wait. I mean, because of the stop is pretty big. Yeah, and here it's a do or die level, because if it breaks this area, we might see it coming much higher, this rectangle. Okay, so I am just waiting to see its hold, and there's no news. It might be slow, or it might be, very fast. Let's wait. Looking at crude, I am removing all the levels that I had in the past week. I don't see any movement, any stable movements yet on crude. Um, it could go both ways. Let me look at my bigger frames as well. It looks bullish, but I don't like it. Gold I mentioned yesterday, yesterday evening, late night. I said attraction towards a lower pricing. So gold 1194 is our new attraction. So last attraction right here. I don't know if I can find an entry today or soon. Morning, Gary.
Morning, Gary. Did you notice Friday when you said the YM would come back
Yes.
down to the 25,841? It was hard. I mean, it came all the way up and shook a lot of people out, but it hit that level.
Yeah, I know. These are attraction levels, and on Friday I got your text. You saying that the level hit.
Yep.
Um, yeah, these attraction levels are important. Sometimes the market will not be smooth, but these attraction levels are very, very important. Nasdaq. I don't know if anybody watched the recap that I did. September 2nd. I'm done. For those who are with us, September 2nd, the Nasdaq was on top. It was Sunday, right? It was somewhere here, this area.
Mm-hmm.
I said we have resistance around 85 here, and we have attractions toward, what was it, 7400? No, 7410. 7410, right?
I'm looking at it. You had 7430 going even 7480.
Yeah,
Yeah,
7480. Sorry, yes. So 200
yep.
points. I was able to see the resistance and the target, 200 points. It didn't go smooth because the market is never smooth, but it did go. Look at that within the same week. You know what I want to see this week? I want to see the market. Hey, good morning, Leo. I want to see the indices coming down and then finally a new high later, because I see a lot of attractions higher, especially on the RTY. The gold is not giving me any entries if I want to grab a short at this time, so let's leave it. Nat gas has been an issue too. It's not giving me anything yet. And the market is very slow, as you noticed. Very, very slow. Morning, Michael. We got used to it, folks. We got used to slow markets, and we behave as with it. We try and be patient. Very selective. Morning, Harold. Yeah, it will be slow. For those who missed the morning, or my opinion about the indices, I'm looking for YM and Nasdaq for a short. Again, it is a do or die level, so I am looking for some safety, some areas with a small stops. Um, Again, you don't trust the market. You always try and find a good entry with small stops, even though I have about 75 or 70% chance that it's going to come back lower today and tomorrow. But still, I am not doing anything unless I find the smallest stop available to me. Copper, what's happening with copper? I expect the copper to come back down. I don't know. Depends, Harold. It's an add-on, so let me know. Email me. Send me an email, please. I'll let you know. Um, I don't want to miss out on the YM and Nasdaq, but on the other hand, I don't want to rush into it. Yeah, Nasdaq started descending, but I didn't want this level. I wanted a bit higher anyway. I mean, for safety, because the stops on Nasdaq are higher. For those who just joined us, um, I am looking at the Nasdaq NYM today, and I mentioned um, on Slack as well. I'm looking at these two levels to hit to hold. If they hold, I'm looking for new lows or at least big move down on the Nasdaq and on the YM today. I also see the RTY giving us the same thing, but RTY's areas are a bit more vague. I'm looking around this box, but they could go higher. But I'm looking at a 70%, 70 toward versus 30% chance that they can go higher, and sorry, lower. Sorry, as you see from the arrow. So, but I always look for smallest possible stops available to our members. Um, uh, Mark, welcome back. Good to see you, my friend. Uh, the trick is this: I give you levels, I give you areas, and I will tell you whether it's a big stop or a small stop, and I leave it to you. Sometimes everybody's different. I have members; they know it's going to come back down. They see it from the education, from the volume profile, and they have a different account, different mentality of trading. They look for swings, so they will take these trades, and if it goes a bit higher against them, they would maybe add to it, averaging, as long as they know the last point of defense is above this box. So number of ticks is I like to keep it under 10 to 15 ticks on the Nasdaq, and on the YM maybe under 10 ticks. RTY maybe under 10 ticks as well, but sometimes it's not easy. All right. However, 70% chance that it's going to come back down. It's a big chance. All right. So I keep it to some people will use this as a reference to trading ETFs or trading options. Make sense?
Good job. Yep, it does. A lot of people in trial will understand that we practice a lot of patience in the room. We wait for our setups.
Yes. And if I miss it because of the big stop, I am doing this for the members who are following me. I don't want them to. Some members will trade with smaller accounts than others. So for those who trade with bigger accounts, they take bigger risks. They know they might take it without, like, even if I don't call it from a tick to a tick, they will still take it because they see it. They see it the way I see it. And if it goes higher, and they will put a stop, maybe a catastrophic stop, maybe around, for example, on YM around 26 100. Now, just in case if we don't catch the tops, that's fine. I will try and understand if you see it trending lower, there's always a chance to catch that retracement, starting with a scalp and then continues down. So, and the market might not be moving today. It might be just back and forth around these tops because there's no news. So it could be very slow, or it could be breaking down or up. fast depending on the mood of the market. So we have to wait. We have 1 week together. So for those who are with us in a trial, welcome. Sit back, relax, ask questions as we go. Um, and hopefully you'll enjoy the week with us. Yeah, we might miss the moves, folks. Um, we have 6 more minutes for the market open. I'll wait for that. Five minutes for the open. What I would like to see is a move up at the open, um, and then a stop, and then move back down. I like to see that because that will give me a chance to, have get in with a smaller stop. As I said earlier, no news today. And the market is opening within a minute or so. We have resistance on crude around, see this magenta line on crude? I like the resistance, it's a double top, but the area is nice. However, I don't see a reasonable stop there, so leave it for now. Any minute now, any second now, the market is opening. Market just opened. Morning, Patrick. Okay, it's the Nasdaq is down 100 ticks already from the morning expectation, the top. Yeah, YM is down too. You notice there was a magenta line here on NASDAQ and it's gone. Yeah, I'm patient, folks. I am waiting. Um,
Simon is the lighthouse in turbulence, and that's the way you want to be taught.
Thank you.
You
It's
don't want to be jumping in and out. I've been in places where they're in and out, in and out, in and out. Spend more on commissions.
yeah, I didn't have a small stop, but I was expecting this move down. I've been saying it all morning. Anybody in by any chance using long-term techniques? Was short flat. Um, oh, now you're flat. Okay. Is that what you mean? Very good. Nasdaq. Okay. Yeah, again, it moved so far 140, 50 ticks down from the top when I mentioned it could come back down. However, it is okay. It's it's a habit. You have to be patient. You have to learn to be patient. Look at the RTY. I want to mark copper as well. Mark it for future entry. If it goes up from here, we might have a short on copper to a new low. But for now, I'm focused on the indices. Yeah, I mentioned there's a big attraction towards 7400 area. Feel bad anyway. I mean, I could not find a good entry, but yeah, 7360 is possible depending on here. 7360 is here. So we have two levels on Nasdaq that are possible. Are you still? Did you take it again? I was really looking for the Nasdaq to go up one more time before it comes back down. It didn't. Anyway, that was for me to find a smaller stop. That was it. So let's see. Let's wait. You took a 61. Okay. I I don't like 7460 for a short again. It's just a triple. It will be a triple touch, and I think it's going to break higher if it gets there. I think, especially now we don't have any magenta lines. These magenta lines, folks, are very important for determining um, the levels. I'll put some lines on YM on Nasdaq. See if it's working. Okay, it's working. Any questions, folks? For those who are in with us for this week as trial members, if you have any questions, please ask me, ask members if you want. Feel free. On Nasdaq, we have little line here at 56 and 58, the magenta line. But for me, it will be triple touch, actually quadruple touch, if I'm thinking to scalp from there. So I'll leave it. This is more of an attraction level now. So if I thinking to do something, I would think maybe a scalp long towards 58, especially from the bottom of this knife from here. This area would be nice with a small stop, this blue line, scalp long to 58. Again, you have to be very careful because it's a scalp. So see what happened? Immediately moved up. So you have to set your ATM strategy to get a few ticks first target and chase it. You see it moved from this area to this area immediately. So scalps, you have to have your ATM strategy ready and everything. Yeah, it is. It is very choppy, and it's leading towards weakness. It's very, very choppy though. This is where you could, do one trade for the day and let it go. However, I could not find a small stop in the morning. It never went up for me to catch that small stop. Eric, I believe in the afternoon it will be a bit late. By then, the market would have gone down. I think the market would go down uh, this morning to the levels that I'm mentioning. I'll hope for it to give me a chance to get in. Let's see.
Well, we sit here and wait. Where's everybody from? I myself am from Minnesota, God's country. Anybody watch a football game last night?
Football season is back.
Yep, it is. Some people not to sit down during the. Yeah, it was a good game last night between the Bears and the Packers. Not a Green Bay Packer fan. Oh, good. You're a Pats fan, huh? That's all right. Even Patriots fans can. It's it's a pleasure having you here on trial, man.
Mark is a long time uh, attendee. He's been with me for a long time.
Well, it's a pleasure to meet you, Mark. I followed Simon. A lot of people in the room know my story a little bit. Got sick and tired of getting left in the dust. Hey, Simon, you ever reach that age where your eyes go buggy on you? I'm having one of
Yeah,
those days.
now it's now
Oh my,
actually. Yeah,
oh my gosh, my eyes are bugging me this morning.
yeah,
Everything's blurry.
yeah. Now it's bothering me. I went to laser LASIK laser clinic,
Yeah, yeah.
and they kicked me out. They said, no, that's normal. It happens. So you're not qualified. Just go.
It's called old.
Yeah. So I got those glasses. I wear number one.
I am an eye doctor. Oh, hi, David.
Yeah. It's bugging me. It's really bugging me. I don't like to have glasses with me.
Oh, once I turned 50, I found, oh my gosh, my eyes.
I don't think glasses are covered, uh, John. For certain ages, yeah, but for me, no. Come on, YM, just give me that opportunity to go. It's not fair. My wife did LASIK. She was wearing glasses for 25 years, and she's within 24 hours she was okay.
Oh,
No
cool.
glasses needed. Yeah. Leo, 45M. What is 45M?
45 minute.
Oh, oh. Well, we will have time to explain the indicators. Um, the main indicator that I'm trying to show you this week is our volume attraction level indicator. And you see, it's very obvious. It is annoying because I choose to have, if you look at the attraction levels, I choose to have 20, 30 of them, 10 of them level. But I'll explain when we have some slow times. We have a few indicators, power lines included. Look at the YM. I really wanted the YM to go up to this box before I call it short, but it's not doing that. So I am annoyed now. Let's see. No, I'm not gonna lose my patience and call a trade just because I know it's gonna come back down. I have to find a good proper stop loss. That's funny, Mark.
Yeah, it is. It took me a while to focus in on what he said. I'm going to put my readers on.
On the website, we have information about the indicators anyway. Um, you're welcome. Patrick, I don't see anything on CL. I looked at it on my top-down analysis this morning. I see it going up. I see it bullish, but not necessarily a big move. So uh, I don't like what I see on CL. It has to break 58.50. So I see a do or die from here. Okay, here or here. This is what I see, and both of them are 50-50. Not like the indices. This morning I said indices have 70% or 75% chance to come back down. I just needed to find a good entry point. With crude, here is 50-50. See, this is what annoys me. On YM, I really wanted to see a breakout above this area to this box. This is where you have uh, least risk because your stop loss is just above the box area. Anybody shorting the indices by any chance with the long-term trading technique? Big support on RTY here, sorry, YM in this area. But I don't like it because, any break below this line, it's going to send it down to the point of control. So I'm just letting you know that we might have to wait to catch a short. Otherwise, we might not catch it at all if it moves aggressively like this. We have support in this area. You see this magenta line, these magenta lines are building up, and the volume here is low. This is an indication for support. Whether it's going to hold for a complete reversal or for a few ticks, that's something I don't know at this time because it's a continuation zone. But see, it held for a few ticks so far. See that? So it's always good to scalp these areas because they give you first target. If you have scalping is about like 4 or 5 ticks first target, and then holding the runners. Leo, and those who are with us in trial for the trial week, our main indicator is and I'll pull something here. Let me pull um, for example, the Russell or the Nasdaq. Our main indicator is the volume. This is the main indicator. Okay. I will find. We have a lot of videos on the website. They are also on our uh, uh, first. What do you call it? The registration page, I think, that we have once you go for trial. I think we have information about the indicators too. YouTube channel, free education, etc. Yeah, free education on the registration. So the main thing is our volume profile. As you see, I break the volume profile to the weekly, daily, uh, hourly, 30-minute charts. You're looking at 1597 tick chart. You're looking at 144 tick chart. So you break it down and you see. This is very important to know. We know even if I don't look at my volume profile, sorry, if I don't look at the attraction levels, which are the magenta lines, which are the second most important to us at this time, um, the volume profile is telling me what is the continuation zone, what is a rejection zone. It's a process, but you will learn it. You see how you can see it. You can see the colors changing, the volume structure changes. So this is very important. So it is very important, Leo. And then the other indicators are just a support indicator. They will help us make proper decisions. YM is down about 60 ticks from the time that I expected it to come back down. Nasdaq is about just under 200 ticks down from the level that I expected it to come down. However, I wanted to get a better pricing on both. Any questions? No. The price magnet uh, was one of a first version, I would say, of this. This is a much more advanced than the price magnet. We should have information on it, which is the first video. Yes, it is attraction levels. It's basically where the interest is. It was very easy for me to determine the market is going to come back down on YM and NASDAQ. As you see, I also pointed to the level, the main level that is coming to. But I could not find a safe entry. I explained safe entry meaning we have members that trade with small stops. For those who trade with bigger stops, they didn't even care. Probably they are short already. They've taken these trades. They see these levels hit day in, day out. Sometimes it takes longer. But you see the level on crude, I mentioned it's going to be a do or die level. It held. See, it might break it and go higher, but initially, and look at also the level on copper. See this level on copper? It touched it and it came down. So there is, and you can see it in front of you. These levels work. We have some kind of a rejection on YM. Give me a second. Okay. Come on, YM. Give me something. Uh, Jab, um, it's um, it's a tricky thing. Who's in control, sellers or buyers? If you try, I mean, from my experience and from many students' experience, if you try and get into the tape, which is the bid and ask ladder, and find out who's in control, it's a very tricky situation. Many times you will see, on that tape, buyers are in control, but the market would go down. Therefore, I converted my tape reading education and style, we started with that many years ago, into the volume and these levels that you see and the indicators that I use. They can change within milliseconds, so it is very tricky. But the tape, yeah, there is a tape that gives you supposedly, but not always correct. So it is tricky. These volume levels are indications of where the market is attracted to and where it's going to be rejecting from, combination with the volume that you see on the side, the green and the blue shades. Yeah, it's weak. It's showing more weakness. Nasdaq could go back up, folks, for a quick scalp. Let me see if I have a good entry on Nasdaq for a scalp long to start with. Looking for a good entry if there is anything. I don't like it. Not yet. Nope. Let me see. No. Yeah, there's a danger of getting. I was looking for 74.20 for a long, but it's a danger because I don't have a stop. I really don't have a stop here. There is a 17 level possible. 17 to 16 area. You see the market on Nasdaq came back down. Now it's almost 250 ticks or more. We do have a scalp level, a scalp area from here on Nasdaq to go back up. Since we missed the short, this price right here, I see it went fast. I was looking for it to hold for a quick scalp. Let's see if I can call it. Scalps, usually I don't get a chance to type them, so I would call them just in the room. Okay, and I don't know if I can catch a good scalp. It's going fast. I'm looking for a scalp on Nasdaq, and I was looking for a target about 74 or so first target. But let's see if I can, if it comes back down for a quick scalp. But for now, I have nothing. It is very choppy, folks. Okay, I found a first target. If we grab it long, if I get a chance to grab this Nasdaq long, first target is right here. See this magenta line around 25 area? And the stops will be around 12. Here, this will be the stop around 12. If I grab it, if I call it, okay? This will be your stop. I'm waiting to get that entry level. Not yet, not yet, not yet. Okay, let's buy now 14 area. You know the stop loss is 12. It's very small stop, folks. And I want first target to be 7 ticks. 7 ticks first target. 7 ticks first target. Okay? If it stops out, it's only 2 points, which is not very much, but first target 7 ticks, and then we're out first target. We're out first target. The reason why I was reluctant to have a bigger target is because it's a scalp. Okay? Leave runner open, please. We might see a bigger movement. I'm expecting a movement towards 44 area or so. What was your entry, folks? Patrick, 16. Why? We have about 40 ticks and move so far. Move stop loss to break even. We have about 50 ticks move. Move stops to break even, please. Move stop loss to 24 now. 24, please. 24 stop loss. That is 10 points or so, right? Depending on your entry. 24 is your stop. That's 40 ticks if you got 14. If you got 15, that is a bit less, but regardless, it's a good, so far good trade. Last target will be 34. I'm looking at 34 area. If we don't get stopped at the stop loss here, which is 10 points. Yeah, 15 is good too. I'm seeing that 15 was a good entry as well. If you didn't catch 14, that's fine. I'm expecting an exit here, folks. I will tell you where. The blue line. Blue line exit, please, will be about 80 ticks or so. Blue line will be your exit, 80 ticks or so, 75 to 80 depending on your entry. Move the stop loss below this new low, which is 30. Move stop loss to 30. That is about, more double. And your final exit is going to be right here. We have about 75 ticks, 75 ticks, exit, exit, exit.
Good job, Simon.
Sorry.
No, I said good job.
Thank you. Thanks, Michael, Leo, everybody. See, patience is key. You have to wait for the last point of defense, right? And I waited for the last point of defense, just under 100 ticks within 3 contracts, and within 2 points risk. If you're patient, you need 1 or 2 trades a week. And I'm talking about some of them will be very big, right? Some of them will be really, really big trades. So 1 or 2 trades a week for those big moves are sufficient. And you don't have one instrument. You have 5 to 10 different instruments that you can focus on once you learn this. 1 or 2 trades a week for these long movements, for big moves. And if you don't catch the big move, you can always find a rejection move, a continuation move from the scalping technique that you have. You will get a chance to get to an exact reversal level where you could have your trade within 2 points. And this was my idea behind the trade short that I was looking for. Remember, all morning I said, before the movement started, I said I'm looking for a short. I was just looking for that very small stop loss. And now you know my example of a small stop. I've been looking for this retracement long from around 20, correct? But it went, I was not happy with the stop loss. I thought 12 is my stop. So the closer it comes to 12, the better. We all agree on that, right? I was looking for 20, but then I realized my stop loss is around 12. And that's what you're going to learn with volume profile. Discipline, you're going to learn it from the room, from us, but volume profile and our indicators will tell you details about what the market is intending to do. Thanks, guys. Um, absolutely, absolutely. Leo's asking, do you watch any other charts? Yes, absolutely. Actually, this chart that you see in front of you doesn't mean anything. It's just for you to, as an attendee, to see. When I don't have a trial session, usually I would point to these levels. Exactly. I will go to my charts. For example, this is the Nasdaq, and I will show my students why this area. So I'm looking at 1 hour. I'm looking at, sorry, a daily, hourly, 30-minute charts, etc. Okay, and I'll show them why I'm looking at that trade. So yes, I do. And of course, as you noticed, when the market came to that level, there was a magenta line too. And you also notice my exit around the blue line. You see how the market came back down from the blue line? It's all taken from the same idea. Look at other charts and you're going to be trained on the same way. Very welcome. Is it your first time with us as a trial, Leo? Um, and this was, folks, this trade call was not a swing trade call. I didn't expect it to continue. That's why I called an entry and an exit. I didn't say it's going to go all the way up. I was hoping for 44, but I noticed this level, the blue line. So I let it go. You see, we missed the top so far, what, 200, 250 ticks down, yet we are up 90 ticks on a 3 contract, because the trade calls that I make are based on 3 contracts. Unless I specify, it's based on 3 contracts. So if we take 2 out, let's say for in this example at 7 ticks, that is 14. And then 75, 76 actually exit, that is 90 together. I called an entry, so anybody got 14, 15, 15 and a half, 16, doesn't matter. As long as you have a stop loss at 12, everybody will be different, of course. Leo, where are you located? Copper just touched that level that I was looking for here. Again, look at that, and bounced again down. It slowed down, so I'm expecting further down on the indices. Um, but at this time, I need to be more patient. Any questions, please don't hesitate. Leo, yes. The number one indicator is volume profile. That's our number one indicator. Let me explain. So for this trade, we had the Nasdaq coming down. Of course, after I expected it to come back down after this. So we got to a point, according to the volume profile, this was the continuation zone that I was looking for. Here, right here. This is continuation zone. Okay. So the volume profile continued down to a level that has another continuation zone right below it. So we have another continuation zone right here. So two continuation zones, and it hit the bottom of one of them, and I expected a resistance here to bring it up for a scalp. So this whole area is rejection. Now, if it pokes into this rejection zone by a little bit, which means here, it's going to continue down. So this was my 12th stop loss, which was the last point of defense. And this area was about 5-6 point span of rejection. I didn't know if I want to pick up a scalp from here or here. Both of them would work. But if I pick it from the top, and if I get stopped out, my stop loss is big. So all of a sudden I see a magenta line. A magenta line, I would say, sorry, a magenta line shows up right here, and it tells me, oh, this is where the main contracts are, meaning the rejection is here. So that would help me calling 14 entry. Although most of us got 15 area if you executed it, but regardless, it came to 14 and it bounced quickly. Okay, so it was anticipate the market, confirm, and then execute. I confirmed my last point of defense with the magenta line. But regardless, even if you picked the top, it would have worked. It would just, your stop loss would have been a bit bigger, a couple of points bigger. So patience is key, and you can use this same strategy for scalping or swing trading. And you had both examples today. I wanted to go swing short, and I would have left runners all the way down to this area on the NASDAQ and on the YM to this area too. But I could not find a very good entry point. But you saw in front of you the scalp long that I called. Thanks for the questions, Leo. Jab, no. This 233 tick chart, as I mentioned, it doesn't mean anything. I don't trade from here. I don't look at the trade. This is just for you as an attendee to see where I'm calling the trades, the levels. The main trades come from different levels. This is RTY, so I'll start with the daily. See that? I start with the daily and then break it down to different levels. So I would say hourly is my main levels, and then break it down to maybe 987 tick chart. But even 233 tick chart, it has to be, the level has to match the big frames. Look at the crude. I said it's 50-50 from this area, and look, it really came down. So it respected this level. It respected it twice. Copper, you see how it respected this level. Copper, do you see this? So these magenta lines are must. You have to know where the players are putting their trades. You have to know. And you have to give me a chance to go for a quick breakfast, Daryl. I'll go for a quick breakfast, please, if you don't mind.
Oh, go ahead.
DAX I don't look at because I look at enough instruments, but the training will allow you to look at anything that you like. Not everybody trades or looks at what we look at. all the some students look at different things. Some students use this for options trading, right? So I will go on a quick break, folks, if you don't mind. Okay, I'm back. Thank you, Jap. Any questions? We wait now. This was the Nasdaq's level that I was looking to short, or to call that short from here. Okay, we wait, folks. I have nothing now. Let me know if you have any questions, please. Sorry, folks. It's slow, and I don't like to um, call out trades and confuse people when it's slow and there's nothing. And this time we are just sitting on our hands. If you have any questions, let me know. Let me meanwhile explain the the SAL indicator. To start with, let's go to our TTI website. This is the website. If you click on the trial link, which is on top, scroll down, you have education, free education right here. If you click on it, you'll have level videos about our indicators. This is about attraction levels, okay? And we have more. Volume profile, power lines, you see here. Small stops, how to save 50K. I don't know where the video is here, but our method in general here, um, etc. Okay, DRL indicator, all here. So that's being said, the attraction level indicator, if you look into it, it's reading the levels, the main, let's go to studies, attraction level. You see it has 20, and thickness is 5. So the maximum thickness of these lines will be 5, but you can change it to 10 if you want. You can also change the number of levels that you want to see. 20, you can see 30. For scalpers, you can see 30. Okay? What do I mean by 30 and thickness, etc.? What do I mean by that? Let me just put this. Okay. Now, we know throughout the trading day or the trading week, you will have big traders, including the trading bots and machines and computers, putting up trades, levels, contracts throughout the instrument. Of course, the thicker the line, which is maximum 10 in this case, is more contracts you have sitting there. If you have contracts sitting at a level, what does that mean? These are hidden areas. Contracts, of course, this is not only contracts, but it's also combined with our power lines and etc. But what does that mean when you have a lot of interest in a level? To you, what does it mean? And these are not just, people like you and me. You and I don't affect the market. I'm talking about big buyers, big sellers. And these are the 30 maximum 30 levels. You might find more if you put 50, 100, but I'm looking at 30. Even 30 is too much, I think. It's you look at more. So what does that mean to you? If we have a lot of, it means interest, exactly. A lot of interest. And for example, you have a level here that is very thick, and you see interest here in the future, for example. And this is bigger than this, it's bigger than this. But if all of a sudden something shows up here or here that is bigger than this, you will see this is disappearing or at least minimizing, replacing, because only 30. So, I chose 30. So if any new level that comes up that is bigger, one of these or two of these lines will go away. The new line will show up. Okay, so it's dynamic. So there's interest. You don't have to read the tape. You don't have to keep gazing at the tape, looking at the numbers. It shows up very simply as a line. At the same time, these also act like support and resistance, because if when this area is filled, for example, you have a lot of buyers or sellers, regardless, in this area. When it touched, you will see the market reversing for a few ticks, especially especially on areas where you have a volume profile confirming these levels, similar to the trade that I called on the Nasdaq. Okay, and that's how the instrument, the indicator works. It's an indication of where's attraction. They work as rejection too. You see, I put a line on crude from 68.50 level here down to 67.50. That's 100 ticks, and it's not far from it. You see, it's not far anymore. Well, that's we have to leave something for the education, Leo. But as I explained it earlier with that box, I brought this here. Remember this? This is, see, I cannot explain it in with actual volume chart because it will confuse you, because it's a long process. Although it becomes easy after you learn it within a week or two. But this is the best way. I explained this. Did you miss it? It's all about volume levels and the, okay, thank you. It's all about volume levels on the charts, and it's all about also the actual uh, uh, interest in the market. Also, please understand, it's been now it's now 11 o'clock. It's 2 hours since we started the session. We're looking at 4 or 5 different instruments. I only called one official trade. The rest were just, ideas. So you see how patient I am. So it's not only about learning and knowing. I'm sure if you join us, you will learn, because it's easy to learn. And you have me in the room, you have our staff, you have um, also Daryl to help out. But if you don't have the right attitude, you will learn. You'll be forced to learn the right attitude. Is waiting for it, and if it doesn't show up, if it's not there, you don't have to chase it. This is a huge part of succeeding in this market.
You have a mentor, and that's Simon and myself. I have a little bit different style of trading, but I am following Simon's levels. SAL indicators and whatnot like that, guys. I mean, what he teaches, if you understand it, it's the key to all markets. I mean, you can use a SAL indicator on many different instruments other than just the ones that we're looking at right here. Trouble is, you can spread yourself too thin on all these instruments. So that's why we choose to, like the NASDAQ, the YM, the RTY, the crude. Crude's been kind of a fickle lately.
Yeah, crude used to be my favorite.
Yeah, me too.
Not anymore. The same approach works, yes. ES was also same level. Was also I was expecting VS to come back down, but yeah, it works on everything. Uh, don't forget, I'm not looking at a technical indicator. I'm not looking at something that is it works, here and there. I'm looking at volume profile and volume-based indicators. Everything stemming from the market's volume. So it works. It should work on everything. It works on multiple instruments because volume controls everything, right? If you know how to read it correctly, it works on everything. And what moves the markets is the amount of contracts bought and sold, or the levels that you see in front of you. These are levels that the market would abide by. Looking at YM quickly. YM is going to continue down, folks. I don't like any of it yet. Okay, we have the next support level on YM. I really don't like it unless I see some evidence. With this area of support on YM, it kind of supportive. I like to see evidence in this area. Even if it's a support, it's going to be a short-term support, but I don't like it at this time. So I would say 25,900 level showing some support. So YM, Folks, I don't see a stop loss here. On YM, I see a little bit of a support around 25,900, which I posted here. However, I don't have a stop loss yet. I don't see a stop loss yet. Once I see it, I will probably have a more a better idea. You notice Brad is missing today
Yeah, he said he was going. Where he was going again?
to the Philippines.
That's right. Flying first class.
Not bad.
Nope, not bad at all. By the way, for those of you that are in trial, Brad is the resident scalper.
Yes.
He's good at it. He's very good at it.
He scalps the hell out of the market.
Oh my gosh, he does a great job.
And he uses these levels, these magenta lines.
You know, I was trying to sit here and think about it. I'm an engineer by schooling, which means nothing to anybody. I'm not sitting here trying. But for me to become a good design engineer / engineer, I wouldn't go ask an eye doctor how to become an engineer. That's why Simon has 15 years of experience in the market. Simon is your mentor. He knows work. That's why he developed these indicators. And all you have to do is learn how to use them. He's already put the
And
work
have
in.
patience enough.
Yeah.
Wait for
And
it.
that's what, yep, exactly. And that's the biggest thing that I have learned from Simon over the years. I used to I'll be honest with you guys, I was in other rooms and guys would sit there and I'd get all antsy and whatnot like that. I learned to develop patience. And by all means, it's like last Friday, Simon talked about a lot of times you got kicked out. But if you're a swing trader, a lot of times too, I mean, you take your two off, you let one run, and you can develop it. And a lot of times they come down to hit those levels, and you can learn how to read the markets too. Volume is key. It's not any magic
Not really.
double tops. You understand where the big boys are putting their orders in and are going to drive the markets. They do.
And if you remember, I said 44, and when I called that trade call on Nasdaq, I said 44. I would love to see 44, but then I said exit at this blue line. You see the blue line brought it down, and then 44 exactly brought it down again. See that? So this is stemming from the levels that I keep talking about. You have to see it. Looking at YM, I am itching to call this short on YM, but I don't see a stop yet. Short on YM, if I call it, it will be to this 25,900 level. But I need to see a proper stop on YM. Let me look at YM again. Yeah, I don't like the stop. I will say possible short, possible. Look at RTY making a high. The level that I was looking for. Look at that. I cannot call it now. The RTY's level is vague to me. Nasdaq also looks short, folks, but I don't like the stops. I don't like the stops because it could go higher a little bit. Okay, RTY is a short with a small stop. Let me see if I can have RTY. Okay, let's grab the RTY short from here, from this level, 25 to 26. And I don't know if you can average or you could just grab it. But the stop loss has to be no more than 27. Okay. I would call for 10 ticks profit first target, if you can grab that. Just to secure the stops, folks. See, the RTY finally went to the top of the box. And this is exactly where this line here, 25.5 area, is your do or die. So that's why your stop loss is at 27. It cannot be more than 27 here. because if 27 hits, it might bring it much higher, okay? And therefore, I called also a 10 tick profit first target. Depending on your entry, you should be out either now or maybe 2-3 more ticks on your first target on RTY. Anybody got in around 25.5, 25.6, 25.4? Uh, 23.5, it could be a good first target here. This line on YM on RTY. This line here could be good first target. This line here, 23.5, 23.4. At least that will give you 10 ticks. Any questions? If you got 25, your target is already met. First target, 10 ticks. I don't know if anybody got 25, because it went to 24, so you're good. Anybody got 25, 25.2, 25.3? Anybody on RTY? Your first target is out, if you got that. For those who got in a bit late, you can either take 7, 8 ticks, 6 ticks, or wait for this lower line here. But first target was met. Um, how can I concentrate on more than one instrument? I put my levels ahead of time, Jap, and I do that in the morning with the members. I do my top-down analysis. I will go to, let's say, gold. Okay, I will bring the gold in. I will say, okay, we have a level here, we have a level there. I'll point down to them and I'll put a line on them. Sometimes I'll put a line ahead of time, like before it gets that level, so I can get an audio in my ears. So that's how I keep a track on these. But I'm not that type of guy or trader who would basically every move I will try and trade it. No, I will put my levels, sit back and relax. Exactly, Harold. 233 trade is 233 tick. Get out first target, please, on RTY. It's hitting the line, or even now it's good. We got about 15, 16 ticks move on RTY. Please take first target. Please take first target on RTY. If you did not take first target, please take first target RTY. This is a do or die level. Right here, we have, if you got 75 or 75, 2 or 3, if you averaged here, you're still good. Take first target. You have about 15, 16 ticks, 7, depending on your entry. I was asking for 10 ticks only. Please, I want you to remember, folks, this level here was not random. This was plotted first thing in the morning. Do you see, Harold? Jab, do you see this? So when the RTY came up, I wasn't looking at it. When it came up to this blue line, it gave me an audio in my ears. It says TF or RTY. TF was the previous symbol of the Russell. So it gave me this, and I looked at it, confirmed it, and I called the trade. Now let's assume that we get stopped out on this trade on the RTY. We are going to still be in the profit for a few ticks, right? Thank you, Jab. Okay, who's in this RTY with me? I called it, folks. I also put it on Slack. Any questions? I am looking here and there for other trades or calls, but so far 2 trade calls only. Let me see if the RTY, can I hold it to 1700? I don't know. Leave it open for now. And are we good, folks? Once we break below 22, I might call a stop loss to break even, but we need to break below 22 on RTY. Main important thing for you to understand, it's not about correlation. A lot of people will maybe take the Nasdaq as well. They will say, okay, the TF is going down or the Russell is going down, the Nasdaq might follow suit, but it's not about that. You're going to be risking. You're going to be doing something that a lot of traders would do, thinking it's logical, but it's not. The market knows how you think. The market knows what you do because they are designed to basically, somebody has to lose, right? And somebody has to win. So don't follow. If it didn't work, don't continue doing it, please. The To me, the somebody says the what do you call it? Um, Definition of insanity is when you do the same thing over and over and expect different results.
Correct.
So really, if it doesn't work, if it didn't work, why we keep doing it, right?
Yeah. Well, the markets attract a lot of people because look how many billions of dollars are traded on a day in, day out basis. The idea is just to be able to have the instrument to be able to do it properly.
Exactly, Harish. Exactly, Mark. Come on. Come on, RTY. Break it. Break it. Break it. Calling the stop to move to 1726 now on RTY. It broke 22, which was my main thing. I was worried about 22. Now we are in. If you took it as around 1752, which was the lower level, or even between 1725 to 1726. Let's say you average 1725.5. You're up about just under 40 ticks on the runner now. Any questions? Target RTY 1715 or lower. Probably, that is about 100 ticks, maybe
There's the flush.
more than 100 ticks. There's the flush. Well, I think the RTY. Listen, look at what I did on RTY. My expectation from last week. I mean, no, beginning of the week. I'm sorry. Friday, uh, in the morning. RTY 1710 hit. I predicted 1710 here. You see the 1710 when the RTY was at the very top. That's multiple hundreds of ticks. But then I said we might see 1680 level. So maybe 1680 or 1700 area is possible too. So we might see this price. So I might open the target. I might say, okay, target, lift the target, leave it open. Any reason for a long on NASDAQ? No, NASDAQ is in a downtrend. indices are on a downtrend, Leo. The only time I would take the only time that I would call a counter trend trade was the same reason that I called the Nasdaq long for a 90 tick combined trade. So I don't like longs. I would have to find a very secured uh, uh, counter trend trade. Now on the Nasdaq, it doesn't make sense for a long because my stock, it might go back up, yes, but look at the volume profile. It's a continuation zone. I really cannot have I don't have a stop loss. I really don't have a stop loss on this. So I can't just not, it's not about just, the market's going to go up or down or the levels. You have to pinpoint the exact, especially if you're a scalper, if you're trading with a small stop. My job is to teach you how to pinpoint exact entries with least amount of risk. I'm not telling you that every trade will go in your favor, but at least you would choose the least riskiest trades, right? And that way, if you want to grow with it, then now you can take directional trades. You don't have to wait for an exact entry. You know the market's going to go to that entry, and you can choose different ways of trading it. No, I don't like the market anymore. Okay, moving the stop on RTY to 1718.8. Okay, that's locking about 60, 70 ticks, something like that. Okay, just called it. Sorry. Here. All right, folks. Are we good? Now new stop is 1718. New stop loss is 1718. Okay, now that is locking about what is it? 80 ticks or so more. So 1718 is right here. It's about 80 ticks or so on the profit on the runner. This looks like our last trade for the room because we close at 12, but we keep the signals on Slack. If I see anything in the afternoon, I call it.
Yeah, don't forget when you're sitting there for 3 hours, sitting in front of your computer, take a break every once in a while. Get up and stretch, guys.
Yeah, I'm guilty today. I only took one break, which was the breakfast break. But usually, if if I get chances, I use I have an inversion table.
Oh,
I
that's
take
great.
a few minutes breaks every now and then, and I use my inversion table.
A lot of people, till they develop that tough skin, a lot of times you carry that stress in your shoulders and neck.
Yes, that's what I get if But today I'm okay. I just took one break. There's no password for Slack. You cannot access it. If you have issues with Slack, please email me. Yeah, it's in the registration area. Yes, it is. You look at the registration. Didn't you see it? If you look at the free trial for September, it's supposed to be here. Join Slack here. Follow the, yeah, you're welcome. Any questions, please? We are 10 minutes or so for before we close the room. Two trade calls only, but nice results. I felt bad that I missed the Nasdaq first thing in the morning and the YM because I was expecting a big drop. But you never know. Maybe, but we made it up. We have, if I get stopped out on this RTY, if my stop loss gets hit on this RTY, we will be, sorry, for the two trades, we will be 185 ticks, right? Not bad. Called the trades exactly. Thanks, Michael. Are you on the RTY, Michael? You're out? Okay. Yeah, it's gonna most likely kick me out. That's why I moved the stop. We have a traction a bit higher that might, the RTY might think about it, but it will be 75 ticks in the last runner profit if I get kicked out of this trade. If not, it might go lower, much lower, but let's see.
If anybody has any questions or wants to know more, feel free to contact me. Sales at thetraderinstitute.com. Or you can give me a shout on my cell phone too. My cell phone's on the page.
If you go to the website, folks, if you go to contact us, this is Daryl.
Oh, don't show that ugly mug.
Nah. Okay, 75 ticks. Thanks, Bernard.
Look at net gas starting to make a move up too.
Yeah. Thanks, Leo. He wants to trade. He wants to learn to trade, Bob. Is he an investor? Yeah, I mean, if he tells me what he wants, what he's looking for, yeah, by all means, please email me, simon@thetraderinstitute.com. Very good. Where about in Turkey, do you know? Nice. Do you know where about in Istanbul? It's a big city. No, 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 not yet. Not yet. Where's RTY now? Nasdaq. Well, I'm seeing the Nasdaq mark to come down, and I see the target around 7,400. I said this. I mentioned these targets earlier, but problem is I don't have a stop. The only way to trade it is to maybe average in and use like your long-term trading style or ETFs or investment style or long-term options. By that I mean the weekly options. Look at the crude. Look at where it's coming. Do you see the crude's direction from tick to tick right here? But the only problem I had with the crude was this was 50-50, this level. So I did not find a stop loss for it. But look at the target. Looking at different levels, folks. I am just not interested in the crude. We have some support here on crude, right here, but I would rather keep the ticks that we got. What we got, 180 ticks today, two simple trades, 185 actually. That being said, folks, I am done for now. I'll take a break, and if there's anything on Slack, I will, or anything on the market, I will try and call it on Slack.
Thanks, Simon. You had a great day, bud.
Thanks,
Thanks,
Alan,
everybody.
Leo, Michael, Mark, Bob, Daryl. Thank you, Gary.
You bet, guys. Yeah, one thing that, who was it? Mike just asked on a level if there's another short on NASDAQ or something. Wait till you develop that thick skin. Don't get in bad habits. Please, please don't get in bad habits.
Yeah, I would, to me, thanks, Daryl, for reminding me. Sal, thank you, Patrick, Mark. To me is, I would rather miss, okay, and
Yep.
have a boring session than trying to play hero and call every trade.
A lot of people can attest. What was it? June 28th. We had a slow week, and it was a Thursday. And all of a sudden, Simon came in. He says, RTY, NASDAQ, and YM, they're all buys. And they're going to these levels. Every one of them. We're talking every one of them hit 120 to 160 ticks on every one of them. And we're talking big swings.
Yeah, patience is key.
Yep.
If I miss a level because I was not convinced, I'm not losing anything, right? It's time. But if I keep calling levels and trades and keep losing money, that's bad. So I would rather be patient and call when I see my stop loss. If I don't see my stop loss, students know I don't even bother. I will mention it to those who actually do average trading. They take big swings. Similar to this morning, I said the Nasdaq is coming down, the YM is coming down, the RTY is coming down. But on RTY and on the Nasdaq, sorry, on YM and NQ, I could not call an exact level, so I let it go because I could not see, but they still went down massively, right? So, see you tomorrow, folks, and we had a good first day. Hopefully, we'll continue. Patience is key, and please pay attention and ask questions as we go. Take care, everyone. Bye for now.